will Mullens be here next year? I think he will be. I think Kyle Shanahan's going to want one quarterback in his quarterback room who knows the system and who's been here. Jimmy's too expensive to be a bridge quarterback. CJ Beathard should not be in the NFL. He has one of the worst quarterback ratings in the league. Nick Mullens has thrown for 4,186 yards and 15 starts as a backup. He has the most passing yards through 15 starts of any quarterback in NFL history other than Patrick Mahomes and Kurt Warner. Even though some fans, experts, and so-called pundits would like to run him out of the league because he's lost 10 of his 15 starts, he still actually had a terrific start to his career for any young quarterback. I mean, most young quarterbacks throw picks. Most young quarterbacks lose a lot. Peyton Manning threw 28 picks his rookie year, lost 13 games. Jeff Garcia threw 15 picks, 22 touchdown passes in his first 15 starts, lost 11 games, quarterback rating 84. Now, quarterback rating doesn't really match up throughout the eras because of rule changes and all that stuff, but Garcia 4-11. Imagine if Twitter was around in 2000 and 1999. People would have wanted him out. Bench him. He was 2-11 at one point, I believe. So, yeah, really, if you step back, you look, well, here's Nick Mullens, an undrafted guy who is physically limited, but he's also inexperienced. But in 15 starts, he's thrown for more yards than any 49ers quarterback ever other than Jeff Garcia. And you understand, if, say, Nick Mullens goes out this weekend and throws for 250, I don't even know what, 200. I think he probably is going to set the 49ers record for most passing yards in a 16-game span ever. I'm not saying he's a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying he should start next year. I'm not saying he's a starting quarterback. But to have that on your resume as a backup, what other backup has a resume like that? I'd rather have Nick Mullens and Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's 33 and stinks. Nick Mullens is 15 starts into his career with promise. Andy Dalton ain't getting any better. There is hope for Nick Mullens, especially when you compare him to Jeff Garcia. Now, he doesn't have Jeff Garcia's athleticism. That's true. Higher completion percentage, higher yards per attempt, more yards. I don't know. I think he's going to be here next year, guys. He might be the third string quarterback, or he might be the first string quarterback if they draft a guy and he's not ready. If they draft Trey Lance and get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick Mullens is starting week 1. Trey Lance can't start week 1. If they draft Justin Fields, which they won't, he won't be available. Nick Mullens starting week 1. Now, if they draft Kyle Trask, he'll start week 1. Zach Wilson? I don't know about Zach. I love Zach Wilson. Heck of a player, heck of an athlete. Kind of reminds me of Deshaun Watson. I think that's the comparison. He's much more mobile than Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr, but I don't think he actually has the velocity on his throws that those two have. So he reminds me of Deshaun Watson. Difference is Deshaun Watson played in Power 5 football. He played the national championship. He won the game. Zach Wilson plays against defensive players who won't be in the NFL, and his offensive line is good. So he has the skill set of a Deshaun Watson, but can he play right away? I don't think so. So if you draft Zach Wilson next year, Nick Mullens starting week 1, I think he's coming back. I don't think Jimmy's coming back. Maybe if the cap were going up next year instead of going down, they'd keep him. But I think he's going to be a cap casualty. Good question, Horatio. When Carr is off, he really is off. Mulling over Mullens, Ryan would be great here. He can also move, but expensive. School at guard or center? School at guard. School's too tall. He's like 6'7". I would put School at guard. I would take Carr over Jimmy G. Carr is more physically gifted. Although, to be honest, he's terrible unless he has great pass protection. Ask Raider fans. He needs a great offensive line, and the Raiders have always gone to great lengths to give him that. Colton Miller, Trent Brown, Kelechi Osemele back in the day, they've gone really all out. Rodney Hudson. Derek Carr, you think he wants to come here and play behind Colton McKivitz and Mike McGlinchey? Nah, I think he'll just stay in with the Raiders. Keep throwing to Darren Waller, hand it off to Josh Jacobs. I don't know if the Niners can really offer much more than the Raiders right now. Matt Ryan here, yeah, he's just old, and he's not going to make the Niners offensive line look any better either. He'll just be another guy who gets hit 12 times a game. So, yeah, that's what I would say. And then I would say School at guard. Actually, I would put School at right tackle right now and sit McGlinchey. We've seen enough of McGlinchey. He's not going to get better this year. He's about 30 pounds underweight. He needs to hit the squat rack in the offseason, and he needs to hit in and out burger. Nothing's going to change for him in the next 3 games. Let's see school. Goodbye, Mike. I don't know how the Niners fix their own line, guys. I didn't create this problem. I can't fix every problem. Not every problem is fixable. They need a left guard, a center, a right guard, a right tackle. How do you do that in one offseason? You don't. So you just tell yourself that it's not that big of an issue, and your fans believe you. Imagine Carr with Kyle in his ear. Also, McFloppy would love to sing, "Baby, you can drive my car." No, I think Derek Carr on this team would be really a big step up, a huge step up. I think Derek Carr could win an MVP, and the Niners would win a lot of games. And again, think of it this way. People always say Kyle Shanahan, they always show his record with Jimmy G. You could look at that also as his record with a starting quarterback. You know, Brian Hoyer, Nick Mullens, CJ Beathard, they're all backups. When Kyle Shanahan has a starting quarterback, his record is like, he has like a 750 winning percentage. It's not Jimmy G. It's like a starting caliber quarterback. To me, Derek Carr is better than Jimmy G. If you give Kyle Shanahan, Derek Carr, 13-3, 14-2. I don't know if they win the Super Bowl because that's on Kyle. He needs to stop calling passes and run situations when he has the lead in the Super Bowl. That's on you. But Carr, I think, could win an MVP, take the team back to the Super Bowl. Yeah. I think Kyle just needs a starting caliber quarterback. Mullens is trying to play like Favre. Both were turnover machines. Something to it. I mean, you look at Mullens and you think that's that should be a noodle arm game manager. He's not a noodle arm game manager. He's one of the most aggressive downfield passers in the league. He is. That's what he's always been. He's gonna throw like he's a little bit like Kurt Warner in the sense that he's gonna throw for a lot of yards, whether or not he's throwing picks. And you know, Kurt Warner won a lot of games when he had Marshall Faulk, Oz Hakeem, Isaac Bruce, and Torrey Holt. Mullens hasn't had that kind of supporting cast yet, and still he's about to throw for 42, 43, 4,400 yards in his first 16 games as a starter. That's remarkable. Remarkable. But I'm not here to sell you on Nick Mullens. I'm not. Jimmy G's throws don't die on him as much as Mullens. Oh, they do. They certainly do. And the thing about Jimmy G is he has never been a good downfield thrower. Everything is 15 yards and in with Jimmy G. Nick Mullens is one of the better downfield throwers in the league, I think. Or he's definitely the best downfield thrower on the 49ers. Mullens will have a huge game on Sunday. The narrative will change. Yeah. I mean, if he can get any pass protection, he should dice up that awful Dallas secondary. Rashard Robinson is a starting corner on Dallas. Brandon Ayuk is going to roast this dude for 150 yards. Only problem is Mike McGlinchey is the 12th man. You know, you talk about the 12th man in a defense, it's usually the crowd noise. There is no crowd noise this year. This year, every team that plays the Niners has a 12th man. His name is Mike McGlinchey, and he's out for blood. Anytime the Niners drop back and try to throw the ball, Mike McGlinchey swats that ball out of there. You know what I mean? He lets the guy beat him. He is a double agent. He is working for the enemy. I don't know what's going on. He has a vendetta against Nick Mullens.